President Trump, 2 minutes.
I'm going to do 10. I'd like to begin with a list of complaints. People are mean to me. Joe here is very mean. Chris Wallace is mean. The economy is mean. It keeps losing jobs, which is mean to me. And the China virus has been very mean to me by being a hoax. And that statement will not come back to haunt me later this week.
The modern world has always had a way of dressing harsh realities in polished surfaces. Bright lights, controlled environments, carefully scripted moments designed to feel safe, predictable, and harmless. That's exactly what the room felt like that night. A television set built for laughter, not confrontation. The kind of place where jokes come and go without leaving a mark. The audience settled into that comfort, expecting entertainment, nothing more. But then Jim Carrey spoke, and everything shifted. Not slowly, not gently, but instantly. Because Carrey doesn't approach moments like this with caution. He doesn't soften his words to protect the atmosphere. He leans directly into the absurdity and refuses to pretend it's normal. And that alone was enough to crack the illusion. He started lightly, almost casually, easing the audience in. He described Donald Trump like a used car salesman. Shiny presentation, loud promises, big gestures, but an engine that starts failing the moment it's tested in the real world.
I'm challenging President Obama, my son Donald, my son Eric. Let's go, ladies. What a mess.
The audience laughed immediately. The image was simple, familiar, and effective. But beneath that laughter, something else was forming. Recognition. Carrey didn't pause. He pushed forward. Trump didn't make America great again, he said. He just turned back the odometer and hoped no one would notice the missing miles. The laughter grew louder, but sharper this time. People leaned in. The rhythm had changed. This wasn't just comedy anymore. It had direction. Then he shifted gears. The problem with Trump, Carrey explained, isn't just the lies. America has survived liars before. It has endured exaggeration and deception and still found a way forward. The system bends, but it rarely breaks. The real problem is something deeper: shamelessness. The ability to say anything with total confidence and rely on that confidence alone to carry it. He described a strategy built on noise, speed, and spectacle. Overwhelm instead of explain. Distract instead of answer. And then came the line that tightened the room. Shamelessness is not a superpower, it's the mark of a villain. The laughter didn't disappear, but it changed. It wasn't just reaction anymore. It was realization.
Yes, I can do anything with it. Working, not working. Oh, they got you coming and going, man. You know what I mean? You try and you try and you give it all. You give it all to her. It's an incredible transformation.
It is an incredible transformation.
Carrey's strength in that moment came from something deeper than politics. He understands performance. He understands exaggeration, illusion, and character better than most. He knows what happens when something is repeated so often that people begin to accept it as reality. And more importantly, he knows what it looks like when that illusion starts to crack. He wasn't just criticizing Trump, he was identifying the role. A constructed identity built on repetition, branding, and spectacle. The strongman image, the savior narrative, the constant projection of winning, control, certainty, each layer reinforcing the next, each performance feeding the illusion. Then came another sharp turn. Covering for Trump, Carrey said, is like putting makeup on a melanoma. The audience reacted instantly, laughter mixed with discomfort, because the point landed hard. Something serious cannot be fixed with surface-level polish. He continued, Trump doesn't repair damage, he markets around it. He doesn't move forward, he reframes weakness as strength and confusion as control. Everything becomes presentation, a showroom version of reality. Bright lights, clean language, confident delivery. But the closer you look, the less it holds together. By now, the room had completely changed. It wasn't just watching, it was listening. Carrey pressed further. This is what happens, he said, when a country confuses performance for character. When volume replaces substance. When spectacle replaces strength. When confidence replaces credibility. Then he dropped another line that hit hard. Trump isn't complicated. He isn't mysterious. He's an infomercial that somehow got access to power. The room reacted again, but the tone was heavier now. The humor carried weight. And then came the moment that tied everything together. Trump keeps acting like the star of the movie, Carrey said, but he's really the villain who mistakes noise for love. The audience erupted. Not just laughter, release. Because the image was too clear, too sharp, too real. That's why the moment worked. Not because of one joke, but because of what it revealed. The slipping identity, the fragile illusion, the point where something powerful starts to feel unstable. Carrey didn't stop there. He pushed deeper. Trump talks like he's rebuilding, but it sounds more like demolition with branding. Every line reinforced the same idea from a different angle. The laughter kept coming, but now it felt inevitable. Then the tone shifted one final time. Slower, more grounded. The real issue, Carrey said, isn't just Trump. It's what happens to people who tie themselves too closely to him. When politics becomes identity, when support becomes personal, because when that figure begins to crack, it feels like something inside you is cracking too. That's the trap. That's the damage. But then came the release. You can step back. You can separate yourself from the performance. You can change your mind. That's what made the moment land. It wasn't just mockery. It was clarity. Because Trump can survive insults. He can survive outrage. He can survive controversy. But clarity is different. Clarity removes the illusion. And once people see it clearly, it's hard to unsee. By the end of the night, the room didn't feel like a stage anymore. It felt like a mirror. And in that mirror stood a figure built almost entirely on image. And once the audience starts laughing at the illusion itself, not just the performance, everything begins to shift. Not slowly, not quietly, but all at once.